What's up? It's just me tonight in the studio, so we'll see what happens. We might have somebody special stopping by. Tennessee Flatbedder decided that he had something planned, a little ghost walk through Nixa or something like that. Sounded pretty cool, but it's just me. So what's been going on with me? I got some guy. I've been sick, behind on the time frame I wanted to get my students completed by, and trying to get caught up. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of fun. But training's going good. I see that we have students still coming in. We're still getting people into trucks. The training went from 30K miles to now 50K miles. So everybody looking at coming in right now is going to have to do the 50K miles. I have talked to a lot of people about this. I've called up almost every PS or TNT trainer that I have out there, and they all have agreed by about 30K miles is actually whenever the student starts catching on to the backing. So they feel like that after the 30K miles, they're kind of catching on to the backing, and that they can perfect them more and get them more prepared for their own truck. So to me, I'm all like, you know what? If anything to make them more prepared for their own truck, like do that. So I do agree with it. Hans came in here and he said, "Lord have mercy, insane clown posse" in the beginning. I put that on there just for Hans. There's an old little shout out that I got from him, and yeah, Hans got to see that. Matt says, "CR England, 3 in a truck for training." Yeah, at CR England, they're putting 3 people in the truck. So from my understanding, I talked to a trainer at CR England, and he said that it works out pretty much like they're running a team truck, and he just has to do a shift whenever one of them needs a reset. That way the truck never stops, and he just makes sure that they don't need any help. So I was all like, "Man, isn't it boring just sitting there in the seat?" He was all like, "Yeah, I kind of split their shifts. Like I'm up during half of their one shift, half of the other one. Then I go to sleep during half of one. And whenever they switch out, I kind of wake up, use the bathroom. Good time to use the bathroom, and then I go back to sleep for a while." And they get that done. And then he was telling me that there's a bunk right above the driver and passenger seat in their truck, and up above the seat, the cab up there's a bed. And he said pretty much the only time that gets used is whenever the truck stopped and all 3 of them are in bed, and the lightest guy sleeps on that bunk. And I wanted to say that it has like a less than 200-pound weight limit, so it has to be a small person that sleeps up there. It's pretty interesting, though. And CR England has been making that work for a while. So I figured if they had any issues, they would stop doing that. But I don't see them having any issues with it because they're still doing it. Yeah, Matt has been like that for a while. Well, paid or not, that was still pretty cool. Yeah, that was a cool shout out. And I was a member, so I was a member on most of the Insane Clown Posse pages. And the way I got that is they sent me an email in one of the fan groups, and they're all like, "Hey man, we're gonna do a discount, and we'll do what's it called, a cameo. We'll do a cameo for you for this much," and it costs like, I want to say it was like $25 or something like that. It wasn't too bad. So I was all like, "Man, you know what? I'll do that for fun. What's the worst going to happen?" Now, if you ever saw the uncut version of that, you go way back through my stuff. There's an uncut version of that. It is pretty hilarious, and I'm surprised I haven't got banned from YouTube because of it, but it's hilarious. I went back to get them to tell my friend happy birthday. I was going to pay for them to tell my friend happy birthday, and the prices were like $150, and I was like, "Ooh, it's a little bit pricey. I like my friend, but that's a little bit pricey for a shout out." Saw a video of the extra bunk above the driver's seat. Yeah, it's up there, man. It's pretty wild. I checked out that video too. Did someone say there was a Girl Scouts cookies here? Oh man, if I knew that would have got you in here, I would have put that in the title. We got Girl Scout cookies, digital Girl Scout cookies coming to you. Pods flatbeds look Odds flatbeds look okay. Hello again from California. What's going on, Larry? How you doing? Greenwich says good evening, folks. Man, I saw Greenwich today. He's doing great out there. He's working with this guy. He worked some long hours. He came in same time as I did, and he stayed longer than I did. River Ridge, what's going on? Man, River Ridge came to town, guys. And I was Will. And he said, hey, guys, or he said, hey, man, is it cool if I come over to your house? We'll fire up your offset smoker and we'll smoke some ribs. And I was like, heck yeah. I was like, let's do this. And then I got sick. And it just was not good. I was sick the whole time he was here. Felt bad. My wife was wanting that professional chef food. Very delicious food he cooks. Like, he is a professional whenever it comes to food. Let's go trucking with Jake. Hey, what's going on, Jake? Just got off with the phone with Jake. He had some back surgery and he seems like he's better now, but he's still sore. He was my trainer, my PSD and TNT trainer. I wasn't trained on the pad. I was trained over the road. Whenever I got onto his truck, I actually got sick during PSD, and I spent my first probably 5 days sick. Didn't even get a drive. And then whenever I finally did, he was all like, here you go, get in the seat. I was like, dude, I never drove a manual before. He goes, oh, you learned on the sim, right? I was like, yeah, dude, this got real. So man, I was not good at shifting. He's all like, put your hand on it. He goes, watch, I'm going to shift it. You need to know what it feels like. Rev it up. Man, I learned so much from the guy, learned so much. He's been great to me. TNT kind of was rough. I'm not going to lie. It was rough. And we got through that. And then after TNT, I was like, man, I ain't talking to that guy ever again. And then after time went by, we actually started a pretty good friendship, I feel like, and we've been friends ever since. Oh, Larry got his permit today, ready for orientation on the 11th. Man, congratulations, man. That permit test, it gets a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot of problems with it. Scotty B, good evening. Pegleg says, this is perfect time of the year to do 50K. Great winter training. Yes, sir. Definitely. What's up, Steve-O? Oh, orientation's on the 14th. 3 men in a truck, what could go wrong? 3 men trying to fix a truck could go wrong. Everyone's going to have a different ideal. ICP going to charge you. That sucks. The impossible. What's going on? The impossible. John Gonzalez, come on. What's up, people? At you from the Easy Trip Travel Plaza in Lebanon, Oregon, or Labana, however you say it. Hey, I guess you got off of home time already. You're already back on the road. Yeah, get ready to drive in the snow. It's good. It's already dumping snow in areas, so you guys be safe out there. Slow the trucks down. Drive at a safe speed. Drive to the road conditions is what I like to say. And if the road conditions tell you get off the road and pull over, get off the road and pull over. That load is not worth your life. River Ridge got a new cup from a Snyder driver. Gene says, I'm so glad to be coming at this time. I put off training until now so I could get winter training. I am the first class of 50K. I'm kind of glad. You can't go wrong with a little extra training. And that's exactly right. You cannot go wrong with extra training because you can't during training, during the 30,000 miles, you're not going to see everything. Even during the 50,000 miles, you're not going to see everything that you need to be prepared for. You just hope that you see most of the stuff that happens so you can deal with it. A lot of times my role is deal with the situation, and if you were wrong for the decision you made, ask forgiveness. So if I don't know what to do on the load, I'm going to try and make the best decision of my abilities on that load. And if it's something out of my hands, then I'm going to send it up to the fleet manager. Hey, this is what they got going on. You know, most of the stuff I can make a good decision on. I see my first hit and run this morning at a pilot truck stop in California. A driver from Freon Trucking sideswiped a Western Express trailer and kept on rolling. Bro, he should have stayed because you could, Western Express, you could have just blamed the Western Express guy for hitting you. I'm joking. I got hit by a Western Express guy. It was not good. They stopped. It was a student. He was expecting me to be super mad, but I wasn't. I was like, "Look, guy, I'm a trainer. I know that you're a new student. You're a student. Your trainer was asleep. Like, I understand that. Like, I'm not tripping. Accidents happen." Where's Tennessee at? Tennessee is on a walk through a forest in Nixa right now, a haunted forest at that. Per diem as a trainee. I don't know what you mean as a trainee. Per diem. I don't think that they pay the TNT or the PSD per diem. I'm pretty sure they don't. The impossible. Still working on mine. Didn't know in Texas the first test is over chapter 14. Yeah, in Texas, you have in the permit test, you have a test that's Texas commercial vehicle safety or something like that. And it's an extra test that you have to take to get your permit. It's not a hard test. Whenever I transferred my permit, or no, my CDL, my hard copy CDL, whenever I came in, I got my permit and my hard copy in Missouri. And we kind of put down that we lived in the campus, and long story short, they got in trouble for that, and that's why you get it from your home state now. But whenever I came back to transfer my hard copy from Missouri CDL to my home address, I had to take that Texas test, and I was like, that's messed up, man. I'm just transferring my CDL, and they're all like, well, you got to take this test. And I was like, I didn't study for that. But, I got the job done. It wasn't a hard test that, like, they told me I had to take that test, and I stopped over, sat down, they let me read it real quick. I read through it real quick, and then I took the test. Boom. Good. Most of it was common sense stuff that you already know anyways from trucking. So it wasn't that hard. What do I have to look forward to in orientation? Orientation is only going to be about 3 days. What you're mainly doing there is you're going to do a new application. They want a handwritten application. So you're going to do a handwritten application. You're going to turn that in. You're going to do an interview with that. They're going to do your background check. They're going to check the rest of your job, your work history. They're going to check the rest of your references. And they're probably going to drug test you again. I know almost everyone gets drug tested again because some states don't require a drug test to get your DOT medical card. It's a lot of stuff like that. And then you're going to have this computer-based training that you do as you need to. Like, you don't have to do it all the first day. You can do half of it the first day, do some the next day. I did all of mine the first day. I thought I was supposed to. I remember I stayed up to like 1 a.m. just hitting that stuff hard, trying to get it done. So, and I got it done at the end of the day. But the next day I came in and they're all like, "You already got that done?" I'm like, "Yeah. Heck yeah, I did." And then you're going to be doing some training on the simulator. You're going to learn how to drive the simulator. It's a little bit of like drive down the road in the truck, release the brakes, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Oh, we got a super chat down here. Hans with a $20 super chat. I can do introductions for free for you. Hans, you do them and you send them to me, man. How about that? Do some and send them to me. You got my phone number. You got my email. Like, I'm down for that. Are you going to wear some pajamas or paint your face, bro? Like, I'm down for that. Been a while since I've seen a $20 super chat, man. That's cool. Thank you again, Hans, for the super chat. That's freaking awesome. Where was I at? I was on Larry's comment. Where's Larry? Larry. If you watch Impractical Jokers, that. Oh gosh, I lost my spot. Okay, there's Larry's thing. But yeah, you work on the simulator, you drive that truck, and then you're just from there, you're waiting until all your stuff clears. Hopefully, it all clears pretty fast and they get you through the process pretty quick. That way, you can get on the list to get a PSD trainer. Now, if something does not clear or they have a problem with something, then you might have to wait a couple more days. If you're not cleared by Friday, then you're gonna have to wait till Monday. It's happened. They've drug test mishaps and stuff like that. And I mean, no company's perfect. And maybe your background check didn't come back right, or something might have messed up and they have to wait until that clears, or maybe they can't get a hold of your work history. Yeah, people, be aware that some of the places that y'all are going to don't have a place of business anymore. You might have worked somewhere that's shut down. Go ahead and I suggest you bring your tax forms from like a few years. That way you have proof that you worked for some of these places. Oh, here we go again. Look at this. Hans with another super chat. Man, you're making it rain tonight, Hans. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You are making it rain. See what he says. Some horrible stuff. I wear my pajamas and Insane Clown Posse t-shirt. No face paint. Where's the face paint? That's a resident super trucker, guys. Josh says, I got my permit out of California, scheduled for orientation on the 7th in Utah. Will I need the tanker's endorsement? Yes, you're going to need the tanker's endorsement. Some states will not let you get the tanker's endorsement until after you passed your CDL test. So be aware of that. But even if you're hauling flatbed or reefer, some loads require you to have tanker. I'll be a stone throw away from Canada tomorrow in New York. He's going to go see Niagara Falls without me, you son of a gun. Dude, I still haven't seen Niagara Falls. Kills me. Gonna plan a vacation up there. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Josh, yes, you will need a tanker's endorsement if you're coming to Prime. Chris, he trifecta. His TNT trainer is picking him up today or tomorrow. I can't remember which. 12 cents for living away from home. Exempt. Yeah, I don't know. You're talking about that per diem. I'm not sure on that. Texas special requirements. So that's the name of that test. Texas special requirements. They will let me test for it when I arrive. No, it's going to be out of your home state. So if your home state wouldn't let you do that, then it's probably because they want you to do it after you get a CDL. Like a lot of states are making you wait now to get your tanker's endorsement because the law is that you cannot pull a tanker load with a permit. It has to be a CDL holder that pulls a tanker endorsed load. So you cannot pull a loaded tank. So, a lot of states say, well, if you can't do it anyways, then you wait till you get your CDL, you come back, and then you can take that tanker's test. I kind of see where they're coming from. They're just trying to cover themselves and make sure nobody does that. Christopher says a guy went to PSD training, didn't have his tanker's endorsement, but when he got his CDL through Prime, he had to go home and get his hard copy. Then they made him add the tanker endorsement to his CDL. Yes, and that's probably why his state didn't allow it, I bet. R6 Beast says, what are they looking for for history especially I got Forrest for not speaking up for myself, and my manager and supervisor were not too smart. I don't know, bro. You will have to explain that. Pegleg says, for orientation, should a student bring a copy of their online application to refer to for that paper application? Pegleg, that would not be a bad idea. I always bring a resume with me, even for everything. So all my stuff is always saved to a resume that I can print out, and I would take my resume with me for sure. Because on my resume, I update my references and stuff like that. I keep a resume updated. It's always great to have a resume. Looks more professional. Isaac's dad, Twisted Big D, what's the latest follicle test at Prime? I'm getting that question a lot lately. We're still on urine. That is, the clearinghouse is trying to mandate that everybody has to take it, no matter how long you've been driving. So they're trying to do that. I could see them passing that too. I'm not saying that is too far-fetched of a rumor. That's why I went ahead and put out the video, is because I can see that happening. I think that will happen. I really do. Sam Avocado, second super trucker here. What's up, Sam? Hit those like buttons, y'all. Y'all know he is one of the best YouTubers out there with his content. I don't know, bro. I just try, man. Thank you, though. Oh, wow. Man, the money is falling down. Hans, man, I appreciate you, Hans. Thank you, Twisted, for making those videos, even though you're sick. Yeah, bro, man, I missed a bunch of videos from being sick, but there's a video coming out tomorrow that I made during my sickness. I pulled through. Man, I've been trying this new thing here lately. So that is the video that I just did the other day. So I've been trying to put all the stuff that I want to say in my video in like different boxes. CYA, where do people leave trucks? Where, this is chaos. So it's kind of like I've been trying to make better contact by having a guideline or doing some more research, writing down what I need to write down, and then studying that and trying to speak on it. And I missed some of the stuff I wrote down. I missed some of the stuff I wrote down. And then I wish I would have talked to this guy that I talked to today, because he said if you got a tanker or a flatbed and you're turning in your truck, you can only turn in those trucks at the Springfield terminal. You cannot turn them in at any other terminal. So it's about abandoning trucks. Don't do it. Let's see. Hit those like buttons. Oh, read that one. Oh, that was a good comment, though. We'll read it again. Hit those like buttons. Y'all all know he is one of the best YouTubers out there with his content. Oh, River Rich says, I'll do a super chat, but you must buy a new grill with it. Oh, River Rich came over here. Let me tell y'all, River Rich came over here, and man, my favorite grill. Like my first nice grill, in my opinion, it's nice, like good metal iron grill. Like it was my first one. Like it's my favorite one. It's the one I use the most. It needs some loving. It does need some loving. River Rich came over here and he was all like, you ever think of replacing that piece of junk? No, he didn't say it like that, but he was all like, you ever think about replacing that one? You need to get this grill or this grill. And I said, hey, I love my grill. Then we came upstairs and he said, my wife was like, "We ain't getting rid of that grill. That's a good grill." He was all like, "My bad. Yeah, you might buy some new grates for it or something. It needs some love. It needs some love." Kick me on the live though, man. Come on. Christopher says, "Twisted Big D, my trainer, is picking me up early this coming week." Okay. Chris, you're gonna make that dude a lot of money. You're a good student, man. Great guy, awesome dude. Chris was the Chrissy Poo. I mean, don't forget his name's Chrissy Poo. Chrissy Poo did a live with me. Even great guy. We had fun during the live too. River Rich says maybe I'll be a super tuber one day like Twisted Big D. River Rich's channel is bigger than mine, guys. It's way more knowledge over there. You know, if y'all subscribe to him, go through all of his cooking stuff. He has cooking stuff on the air fryer and not the air fryer. Was it air fryer or pressure cooker? Or both. But anyways, check out his videos. Like River Rich, step it up, bro. Like I want to see truck cooking. Like I hear a lot of people talk about truck cooking, and like that was one of the things I really wanted to do is do videos on truck cooking, but I kind of fell into doing this. So I'm not living in the truck doing the cooking no more, but like we want to see those Instapot recipes. We want to see what you're cooking with, how healthy you can eat on the truck. You know, like we want to see meal prep. We want to see how you wash your dishes. Like we want to know. Just for your information, man. Professional chef right there. You got to step it up, bro. R6B says, "Sorry for the typo to spell check. I sent by accident what they are looking for in the job history. I got fired for some BS and wondering if that wouldn't get me a job at Prime." It depends what you were fired for. You're going to have to explain to them what happened. Because they will call that job and they will ask them. They would be like, "Hey, what's happening? Is he rehireable?" And whenever they say, "No, he's not rehireable," then they're going to be like, "Oh." You know, it's best to get with a recruiter and tell them the whole story. Man, calling me out on the live, bro. You kicked my grill on a live, bro. Like, just saying. First is urine, then hair follicle. What's next? Poop? No. There was another one that I was looking up that I was like, "Oh wow, not that one." I think it was a spinal tap or something. They could go into your spinal. Yeah, I think it was a spinal tap drug test. They can go into your spinal tap and test all kinds of drugs that you've been on. Well, I'm not like, don't do nothing to like. Dude, if you listen to women that had children, then you already know that they all complain about where they got the epidural in their spine. They're like, "It always hurts there. It's horrible. I can't get comfortable. I can't sleep on it. Like, it's horrible." I listen to my wife. She's like, "It's never the same." She had 3 kids. She's all like, "I feel each one of them. They didn't stick the same spot." I'm all like, "Come on, why did y'all not stick the same spot? That way I could only hear about one spot." 22 people in here and only 2 likes. It's because we didn't roll that wonderful footage of Peg Leg telling people to hit the like button. So y'all don't believe it from those guys? Go ahead and hit those like buttons. Hey, go ahead and throw it a thumbs down too. I'm cool with that too. Don't even hit the like. Give me a thumbs down. Let's try to get 10 thumbs down on this video, on this live.
Hey everybody, hit that like button. Borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
John Gonzalez says, "Night is starting the simulator video game now as part of training." It's not a video game, it's a simulator. Like it's serious business. Like they don't like it when you call it a game. River Ridge best grill to get is for around $200. John Gonzalez says, if Hans, yeah, Hans, it was hardest. Okay. Moreno says, is that the campus? Oh, is the campus inn open 24/7? I won't get there till past midnight, and I don't want to have to sleep on the street of Springfield. No, if you sleep on the streets of Springfield, you'll probably end up like rolling over on a needle or something, man. Those homeless people are everywhere. Like, we got a big meth problem here. You don't want to sleep on the streets. Yeah, it's open 24/7, so whatever time you get there. If you're taking the Greyhound, then you need to call the. Ooh, if you get there after the shuttle stop running, I don't know who they'll have you call, but I'd probably just Uber over there. Uber from the Greyhound to the campus. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Oh man, I was gonna sneeze. Hans is making that big bank. Yeah, he is. He's a super trucker, man. He puts in like 7,000 miles a week on a solo truck. On Monday. Yeah, the shuttle stopped running at 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. So I don't know who you would have to call. You might ask your recruiter tomorrow. Send your recruiter a message. Hey, if I'm getting here at this time, like, is a shuttle going to be able to pick me up? Do I need to get a Uber? Like, what are my options here? Meet me in the voice chat after this. He said, meet me. Oh, bro, if I'm late to the voice chat and you want to fight and I'm late to the voice chat, go ahead and start without me. That way, whenever I get there, hopefully you're tired enough that you'll be a little bit winded and I'll come in swinging, bro. Like, start without me. I'll get in there and help out whenever I can. Give a thumbs down and unsubscribe. Man, we're almost to the hat giveaway, bro. Almost to the hat giveaway. Oh, don't forget, at 3K subscribers, we're doing another hat giveaway. That's the blue one. Somebody said it reminded them of cop colors. My favorite. I'm taking the black one. Like, I got a black one. I'm keeping the black one. Well, yeah, I got a box full of hats over here. I went ahead and had them embroidered. I got 3 of every color. And after the hat giveaway, I'll be selling them out of my truck. Thumbs down for those shoes behind them. Yeah, those shoes are hideous, man. They're hideous. I don't know why there's shoes back there. I ran out of room in my closet, so I got kicked out of my closet, and I was like, I'll just start throwing them on that shelf. On that shelf, I used to have a bunch of like just random stuff on it because I didn't have nothing to put on it. You're flying. Yeah, so you're going to need transportation from the airport to the campus because it's not walking distance. John, Twisted Big D, have you seen Columbia River? It's massive. It'll have a AWW. Dude, I'd never seen it. I stayed at the pilot truck stop, Briggs Junction, where the 97 dead ends into the 84. No, I don't think I ever have. Man, I really try to not like. I haven't been over there, man. I haven't stopped at any truck stops over there. Most of the time I was over there, I was in a team truck. It's just get over there and get out. Like, it was get over there, make a delivery, and get back to California. Team trucks love going to California. Twisted could pick you up. He don't drive no more. Yeah, I could wake up in the middle of the night and come get you whenever I gotta be up at 4 a.m. every day. Gene says, can't even walk to the store without getting hit up by every bum around the hotel. Yeah, Gene's right. So the campus inn is close to the terminal. It is close to the terminal. It's not in the nicest part of Springfield. It's not in the worst part of Springfield, but there is a lot of homeless people that live by the convenience store right there. And you got to walk past that convenience store to get to Walmart, unfortunately. And you get hit up. Like I've heard stories of people seeing the bum fights out there and they're getting hit up for money and stuff like that. This is just not good, man. It's just not. There's a number on the email the recruiter sends you for after hours shuttle. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Thank you, Gene. So they send you a number for an after hours shuttle. It's probably somebody that works at the campus, I'm guessing, or maybe somebody that works in security at the Millennium, and they probably have to go pick you up from there and give you a ride to the campus. So thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. Larry says, new permit holder heading to orientation don't need endorsements, do they? My recruiter said nothing of it. Endorsements. What endorsement? You need the doubles, the triples, the tanker, doubles, triples, tanker, general knowledge test, but that's not an endorsement. River Rich says it's twist his number on the email. No, man, it's not twist his number. Don't be calling me at like 2 a.m. to come pick you up from the airport. Not happening. I'm gonna just like that. You can call that phone, but odds are I'm not gonna answer it at night because I don't even keep that in my bedroom. I got two numbers. I got my personal number and I got my YouTube/students number. So that phone's not with me while I'm sleeping. Because students like to call me in the middle of the night and they're all like, hey, what's going on? I'm bored. I just wanted to talk to you. It's been a while. I'm like, man, it's great hearing from you, but can you call during banker's hours or something? I just seen how close they are. I'll just Uber there. Yeah, you can Uber there too. You'll probably get there faster too, is my guess. Oh, somebody else with the super chat. Greenwich says, is it beer 30 yet? Yeah, Greenwich, you were working hard out there. I bet you do. I bet you do feel like you need a beer, man. Is it beer 30 yet? Steve says, my trainer is watching for the first time with me, and he says he rolls more miles than Hans, so he's a super trucker too. I don't think your trainer rolls more miles than Hans. Hans is not in a prime truck. Hans is in a ungoverned 1922 super lifted Peterbilt super truck. It has a portal machine in there. No, Hans doesn't work for Prime, seriously, and he has a truck that's, I don't think is governed, and he drives safe. He's not overdoing it. Well, I just like to give him a hard time because he gives everyone a hard time. That pilot in Briggs is crap hole. Your trainer ain't doing 7,000 miles a week on a solo truck. John Gonzalez says, yeah, Hans was there. A bunch of tweakers tweaking out of their stuff. LOL. And then there ain't no stuff for parking. Yeah. I got your personal number. I'm gonna call you when I leave in the morning. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, River Ridge does have my personal number. And there's been a lot of people that I gave my personal number to, and they're I consider them close friends. that don't call me when they leave out in the morning. So, yeah, but he does have my personal number. Han says the parking's better after the main light at the small little truck stop. Talking about the TA Express. I stayed in one of those TA Expresses, and I didn't know that that's not a TA. That they just have like TA fuel, and like you can use your TA card there. But the one I stayed at, 100% paid parking. No sign said it was paid parking. They just wait till you're good in the middle of your 10-hour break, and then they come ding ding ding. Hey, you got to pay for parking. What? Y'all couldn't have woke me up at the start of my break? Like that, it's a dirty game they play over there. But the guy was all like, "You can pay me right here at my car." I said, "No, I'm gonna go inside and pay." I walked inside. I said, "Is this paid parking?" They're all like, "Yeah." I was like, "Where's your signs at?" But yeah, it made me mad. It did make me mad, but it's and I'll tell you, it's on the see, I seen it the other day. I think it's on the southwest side of Kansas City. But I'll never go back in there again. I won't spend a dime in there. Will not. Not one dime. Hey, look who we have here.
Hey,
Let's go trucking with Jake is in the house.
how's it going, man?
You got some flashing lights in there and everything, man. You're one upping me over here.
Yep.
So here's my PSD TNT trainer right here. He taught me everything I know, and he taught me if I don't know it, make some stuff up.
Pretty much, man.
So how's the back?
It's getting better. Surgery was a bit rough coming out of anesthesia. Other than that, it's from the pain I was at before surgery to now is a heck of a lot better.
Okay. So when do you get back to work?
The 4th, I go in for my final clearance. Hopefully, I'll be able to go back to work after that. Me and the wife are kind of talking. Either I'm going to be doing local like I was and home every night, um, but that's hourly, or that we got another position where it's kind of like it might be a night or two away from the house.
Okay. So so you left Prime, right?
Yeah,
No longer with Prime,
no, no
and
associating
you're
with Prime, no worry about Prime, anything.
so you can speak freely.
Yep.
He's dangerous.
Yep. I can actually let out some of the behind the scenes stuff that you can't talk about, so you don't have to worry about the headaches. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's the big thing people need to remember is you went to Prime, I went to Prime. Um, you got to do your research before you go into the trucking industry. Um, every company's not for you. Prime might not be for you. You've got to literally you got to spend time researching. Don't just jump on to any of these Facebook groups and they say, "Oh, hey, here's my driver code. Come to Prime." And you get here and you find out that freight in that area sucks and you can't get home or you can't lease, and there's a lot of stuff behind it. Um, One of the guys was asking earlier, and they didn't know how to respond to him about the work history. Prime is one of the toughest companies with the work history. It's on your application it says 7 years, but when you get to orientation, they want 10-year work history. Any of your gaps you need to explain. Um, yep. Any of the gaps you need to explain. Then, if you're, I've seen it where your previous employer say it's closed or whatever, you need to bring your W-2s. And then, or yeah, any form of your tax records to show that you actually worked for the company. and all the gaps you need to explain out. If it was just say just in between jobs, then they're going to ask for a referral to prove that you were in between jobs. It's kind of a headache. Make sure you have your working numbers for everyone. And your best bet is, as I said, is if you don't have any contact with or that company does not exist anymore, make sure you have your W-2s.
Yeah. Make sure you bring them. I say it's always a good idea to bring them because they Prime will call these places. They don't play around. Like they are serious about who they bring in.
Yeah. The other big advice I got to give to you guys, especially you guys that are coming in soon, if you have anything medical going on, get your blood pressure checked. I'm a bigger guy, you're a bigger guy. You're going to get checked for your sleep apnea. If you have any sort of chance that you think that you are going to have a sleep apnea test, do that before you get to Prime. That way it's covered underneath insurance, and then you're not stuck underneath that bill.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of people say that their personal doctor says that they don't need it. So whenever they come here, Prime's all like they don't test them or nothing. They just say, "Hey, look, we don't have any reason to send you for testing." And then they get here, and Prime's all like, "Hey, we're going to test you for sleep apnea," you know. So you get kind of stuck with that one. But if you can get it done before you get here, like more power to you. Let
Yeah,
your insurance pay for your hoses and your masks and stuff like that. You'll get a better deal.
yeah. Best bet is pretty much break it down. If your neck size is bigger than, what is it, 16 inches or whatever like that, pretty much tell them that they are going to flag you for your sleep study and just get it done. Um, Prime says that the doctors, it's not really Prime, it's, was it Concentric? Who are the doctor's office there? It's not Prime.
Downstairs, and Sam was just talking about them.
Yeah, it's whoever it is, they tell you that they don't just flag you for one thing, but 99% of the time it's going to be if your neck size is too big, not Cardinal Sleep, the actual doctor's office, Gene. Um, because they'll flag you and send you over to Cardinal. Um,
Trinity.
yeah, Trinity. They
Trying to look
are
at my
yeah,
phone.
they are uber picky. I mean, if you have any chance of any of the symptoms, if you say you snore, you smoke, neck size, BMI index, pretty much if you have two of anything that's going to get you flagged for a sleep study, it's best off to get it done.
Yeah, I didn't think about. I never thought about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Um, what I'm trying to think of the other stuff that gets flagged up. Medical history. If you have surgeries, because you got to put that down on your application and all that, it's kind of, I don't want to say don't ask, don't tell, but if you stuff you put down on your medical information, if they want more information, and I've seen a lot of military people. I think when your guy Sam was going through this, if something goes on, they are going to want every single piece of paper to clear you. And
Yeah, and
that was back when I started in 2013.
they wanted his whole history
Yeah.
from like they wanted to know if he peed his pants in second grade. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've seen it where military guys where they had stuff on their medical report, then they all of a sudden they wanted their full medical report from the military. And I don't know the results of it because that was back when I was going through orientation.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary and kind of insane, but it's kind of some of the hoops you got to be aware of to jump through to get into it.
Hans there. So Hans wants to know what happens if you took a medical before you arrived at Prime, and you right now to get your permit you have to have a DOT physical. So you are coming here with a medical card. It's just Prime's going to relook into you, and they're going to check stuff, and all kinds of fun stuff. Especially if you need a CPAP machine, or they're going to take your medical card, make it obsolete, and they're going to put you on like a 6 month one or something like that till you get your sleep study done, and then from there they will give you a year one.
Yeah. Rich, what I'm talking about on the problems is you can get a CPAP machine for free from your insurance.
Yeah.
If you have insurance before you get in Prime, get your sleep study done. You can get your machine. You can tell them, hey, I'm going to be quitting my job, and they can get you a whole bunch of
Extra
supplies.
tubing. Yeah, masks. So the difference between us not getting our CPAP through our insurance. So I have a CPAP, right? Got it through Prime. I have to pay for all my tubing. I got to pay for my mask. I got to pay for my filters, everything. My friend went through it. A couple of my friends went through their insurance to get another sleep study done so they could get it under their insurance. And their insurance buys them all the hoses, the masks, everything, the filters, and they just send them boxes of that stuff. So I got some good friends that are all like, "Hey, man, here's just some extra hoses and stuff." I'm like, "Yes," but what happens whenever my friends don't like me no more? They're not giving me free hoses and stuff. I'm gonna have to go buy that stuff. That sounds so cheap right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Hans, I need another super chat so I
yeah,
can buy some hoses.
yeah,
Dang, that sounded cheap.
yeah.
Russell's. Oh, he's talking to Greenwich. Greenwich, Russell saw you on the pad today. How's your student doing? If your card is in the last 6 months, they'll send you for a physical. Okay, I didn't know that either. So if your card is about to
Well,
if
yeah,
your
if
card's
it's
about to run out of time, like the last 6 months, then they're gonna make you renew it already.
yeah.
Uh, they make medical cards obsolete. I just tell them to f off and leave. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's what we're kind of talking about on the phone is all the new rules and regulations that are coming out. Wow. Um,
Yeah, I'm
that
blocking it.
okay. Um, all the new rules and regulations compared to your medical, your drug tests, and all that. It's I hate to say it. I think it's needed. We need to get all these unsafe, unfit drivers off the road. If you
Yeah.
got sleep apnea, you got to get the machine. I sleep a hell of a lot better with it. It's not a huge problem. Drug and alcohol, especially, I personally believe that alcohol should not be sold at truck stops. It's too much of a temptation. The law states that you cannot have alcohol inside your truck. It's plain and simple. But these drivers think they can do whatever they want in their truck, and you get into too much of a creature habit or too much of a dependency, and then you're going to open up yourself for a whole can of worms.
Yeah, and it's not worth your It's not worth your CDL.
Yeah.
Don't. To me, that's not worth it. Hoses can be washed out. Filters, you need to change them a lot. Yeah, hoses can be washed out, and the masks can too. But wouldn't it be nice to get a brand new one every month? Just
Yeah.
saying.
Well, and they also wear out just from use, so especially on a truck, it's not exactly the most gentle situation to have your CPAP.
Oh, so if you have a CPAP machine, send your recruiter your history report. That way, they can go ahead and approve you, so you won't have to worry about it if you have a machine. They're gonna change
They're not,
to.
yeah, they'll charge you 250 to read your test results,
There you
and
go.
then you probably have to set it up for them to monitor you.
Yeah. They really want to make sure that you're using it. Guys,
Yeah,
just put the thing on. Like, put the thing on and use it every time you sleep.
yeah,
I heard of people set an alarm clocks to go off at certain times while they're wearing it, so they got there enough time, they take it off. Do not start those habits. Make sure you just use the thing. I love mine. Like, I really do. It works great. I think I get better sleep like that. And my wife likes it because I don't snore no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your blood pressures fixed before y'all come out here. Eat a lot of greens. They'll send you home for that real quick.
Yeah.
They're not trying to have no one pass out or anything bad happen to you while you're in this vehicle. This is a serious job right here. Oh, Heather is that Cardinal Sleep. My bad. I thought Heather the recruiter.
She's been there for a long time. I think she was there when I started.
Listening while my student is doing better needs a good yelling at. Bring him over to my pad. He'll get a good yelling at. Ooh, some suspend your CDL for 1 year on your first drunk driving. I think that they should.
Yeah.
Hey, Tennessee Flatbedder. Hans, get him. Ask him why he's not here.
So I did a story about that on my old channel about one of my previous students. Summary of the story was he got hit with a DUI for being passed out in a running vehicle in the passenger seat.
Seen that video.
He had a CDL. It was in a personal vehicle, but it was running and with the keys to the ignition, and they got him for a DUI because he had control of the vehicle. So
Yeah.
if even personal out in the thing, you cannot have control of the vehicle if you're drunk. It's that simple.
So it would have been better to take the public by standing outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't do it, guys.
Yeah.
Do it at home or something.
Yeah, because his buddy ran back in, I forgot where to get something, and then he came back out, and I think it was a 2-year suspension on his CDL for the DUI. It's either a year or two. I don't remember what he ended up getting, but yeah, he got screwed.
Not worth it. Just like drugs are not worth it. Like people
Yeah.
that doing the drugs, like you have to take a class. I just looked this up the other day, but to get a bad drug test off of your record, you have to take some classes, you have to take drug tests, you have to do a lot of stuff, and it takes a long time to get that off of your CDL, and it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Why risk it?
Yeah, and it's even something simple as even though the states have legalized weed, you need to understand it's not federally legal yet. So you go to these states, you partake, and then you can get popped for a random at any time. Now your best bet, do not refuse that drug test. If you even think, if you test positive, you have a chance to fight and go through the program and still keep your job, especially on your first time. If you refuse that, that goes on. If you even quit, but knowing you had a drug test scheduled, that goes down as a refusal. And I forgot how many years it's. Is it 5 years for refusal of a drug test?
I don't even know because I haven't researched that yet.
Yeah.
But I was listening to some people talk. Like I've asked some people that have been around a while, and like some of them say, "Oh, refuse the test; it's better." Then I have half the people saying, "Take the test." So I'm all like, "Man, it's like you're screwed either way, really."
Well, all companies have to offer you the drug program. It's all part of with that clearinghouse and all that crap. Your best bet is if you think you're going to try and dilute it to try and get it. I'm not going to tell you any loopholes and all that you can do. It's you know what you can or cannot do in a truck out here. It's you get time to grow up, put your big boy pants on, and realize what you can or cannot do.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're not. Whenever you lose your CDL, it's not only affecting you; it's affecting your family, your loved ones, everybody that was dependent on you. So Like you have a lot of people lifting you up, and I know a lot of people came from rough areas and that they came here for a better life, and that temptation was there. Like, be stronger. Don't let that temptation get you. Like I know maybe you had your demons in the past.
Yeah,
Try to keep them in the past.
yeah. Um, here, Timothy, it with a contact like that, you even smell it, you're not going to test positive. You
No,
gotta, you even, how to say it?
it's a percentage they go by.
Yeah, you gotta test over a percentage, and it's pretty much you have to use. Edibles, even edibles, are longer in your system than what you smoke it. I'll tell you that much. Because it gets processed through your bloodstream, so that way and all that. And also remember that if you get into a fatality accident or all that, they are taking blood. So it's more than just a piss test if you get in an accident and all that.
Yeah, hopefully you're never involved in one of those.
Yeah.
I thought that I was involved in one of those, but the guy survived. Got airlifted to the hospital, but he survived
I don't know how he survived.
because I jerked the wheel. I jerked the wheel and hit the front of his car. I hit the engine. It's the only reason. And a lot of people say, "Man, you should have never jerked the wheel." But when a car pops up in front of you and lands on the road, you kind of make eye contact with the dude. You're all
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And I was
Well,
empty. I knew I was empty. I was full of fuel though. Like I lost a lot of fuel. I bet.
yeah. If you would have been loaded, I don't think there would have been a car left.
No, I knocked the engine out of that car. Like it was separated. It's 3 years if you have to go through a return to duty process through the DOT qualification,
Yeah.
abuse. Fresh. Bleh. Yeah, I knew it was a 3 year program. 3 years is
Yeah.
a long time.
Let me look up.
Can't remember the name of the program though. It has a name. I looked it up the other day. I've been having to do a lot more research for this channel now that we've grown so much, and a lot of guys are having questions on other companies. Y'all are forcing me into researching other companies, and doing that, I found out that there's a lot of companies that I was all like, man, that was not a fit for me.
Yeah.
You just read some of the stuff on these other companies, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
on paper that sounds good. I need to start calling the recruiters and getting voice recording software and be like, so what can you tell me about your job?
Well, that you have to do the research, and you got to find out if Missouri is a single party or dual party on for recording. Otherwise, you have to or you use their line. Hey, this just so you know, this phone call is going to be recorded for quality assurance.
Yeah, I'm going to record this because I'm going to put this on YouTube later. But let's talk.
Yeah.
Russell says, if I drank and did drugs every day, wouldn't I build an immunity to them? I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm so like, well, back in high school,
Yeah.
we used to smoke a lot,
You
and
know,
we were
you
smoking the cheap stuff, and then that stuff wasn't doing nothing, so we had to move up to the even stronger stuff, like cost
that's
more money. You bought it by the airport instead of like that
yeah.
little ghetto house,
Yeah.
and then that stuff, it would do the job, but you were smoking a lot of it after a
Yeah.
while. So yeah, you do build a kind of high tolerance to it.
Yeah. Oh, and the other side of
Immunity
it
to it.
too is just be careful with the CBD stuff. Even though it's not marijuana, you can still end up testing positive for doing CBD. It even says it on all the products.
Yeah. And I've heard of a lot of people getting in trouble for that stuff, so I
Yep.
wouldn't mess with that anyways.
Yeah.
CBD oil, CBD
Yeah.
vape or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even what is the I don't know. It was a big thing for a while, and I guess it still is kind of a big thing.
It's coming back around. It's the way all it is they're changing. Well, besides too much of a lesson on it. Let's just say you can still get kind of buzzed and feeling good even off of CBD. The way
Oh,
they
so
are engineering everything.
it's like
They're
that salvia stuff. Like that stuff was retarded.
Yeah, some of that stuff is kind of freaking crazy.
And synthetics too. Like, just leave all that stuff alone. You're coming out here to drive a truck, just leave all of that stuff alone.
Yeah,
That's the best thing to do for it.
yeah. To be CBD, I think it's got to be below 0.03%. So on the THC level. So even they all still have THC that goes into. Let's just say you can go into Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, and all that stuff. Yeah, there's that's
Gotta take
um
some notes over here.
yeah. Delta
Go
8's
ahead.
about the closest you're gonna get, but it's still partaking and it still has THC, so it has you still have the potential to test positive for it.
Yeah,
It's
I ain't
best to stay
messing.
away, especially when you get to like the gas station stuff and they're not because to be true good stuff, they're going to provide you with a COA on all of it. And they're going to show you all the test values to show you exactly what the strain is, what exactly it all has in it. If you're not getting that stuff, then you're kind of getting some crap and you don't know what's in it.
I know back in the day in high school, I didn't care what was
Yeah.
in it.
Well, nowadays, the
Now we
big thing
care.
we gotta worry about is they're throwing frickin' fentanyl in everything.
Ain't that scary?
Yeah,
They were talking about Halloween candy this year. Um, One thing I seen Halloween candy. I was gonna do a video on this about Halloween. So on Halloween
yeah.
day, I was gonna send a video out. But Halloween candy, people are putting the gummies in trick or treaters' bags and stuff. Like that is not cool, man. And
Yeah.
they were talking about people putting fentanyl on candy and stuff. It's bad enough that you had to check your candy for
Yeah,
razor blades and needles and stuff. How are you going to check this stuff for like fentanyl and like
I just want to meet the person that's got the money to waste by putting fentanyl in candy. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
yeah, or throw your weed gummies in there. How do you do
Yeah,
that? Like I was
yeah,
thinking that stuff too. I was like, that's a bunch of money.
yeah. That your cheapest is. Well, I'm not gonna say prices, but you're figuring it can add up real quick. It's down the weed gummies, but all that it's just stay away. It's not worth the headache.
Yeah, I'm getting to where like Halloween's just not even gonna happen because it's getting crazy out there. Sketch says at the start of the this, I was all excited about coming to Prime on the 21st. Now y'all got me nervous. It seems damn impossible to get on.
It
You- honesty's your best bet, and
yeah.
being able to explain everything that was going on.
Honesty, and then whatever you can eliminate before you get to prime, the better off you are. Make sure your blood pressure is down. If your blood pressure is any elevated, it the medication list. A lot of ADD and ADHD stuff you cannot be on and be driving a truck. So make sure you talk with your best bet that I can give you is talk with your doctor. Tell them you're going to be going into a stricter trucking company and have them check you and go over everything. They know.
Yeah, my Skittles have been a little extra kick.
Yeah.
Look at this one. Look at this one. Razor blades and apples,
Symbols.
such simpler times. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Or like the ice cubes, like I want to remember when we went trick or treating, man. Like I was a little kid. This house gave us ice cubes in a like bag, and that
Ice
was
cubes.
like my aunt was like, "What is this?" They took a
Yeah.
bag and threw it at the house, and I was like, "Oh, my aunt's crazy. My aunt's bowdy. You don't get kids ice
Yeah.
cubes that could have anything in it.
Yeah.
Weird people."
I think the weirdest I got was the old lady that would give out some change, pennies, nickels, and dimes for instead of candy.
Who paid me? Like I'll
Yeah,
take pennies, whatever. Like if
yeah.
y'all don't want to give my kids candy, throw money in there, and then I'm jacking them. Uh, Yeah, Edge. It's a great company that, and like Gene said, they just want you healthy. They want
Yeah.
the healthy driver in their truck. I mean, it makes sense. They don't want somebody that's going to get all stressed out. Blood pressure is going to be boiling. Like trucking is not as easy as people make it sound.
No.
It is a easy job, but the stress of like people honking at you, shippers and receivers not taking your load, they make you wait. All kinds of stuff can happen that will make you stress. Not making enough money
Yeah.
this week. Your dispatcher's always yelling at you.
Sales
You
being stupid.
you got you got so many service failures. You leased and you're not making. You're in the hole. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that's going to stress you out. My blood pressure meds are good with Prime.
Yep.
Kenworth Rider says, "Sorry, I'm late. Did they get my truck done until 6 and I had to go grocery shopping? Can I hit the road after class tomorrow? Not saying staying in this black hole this weekend." Yeah,
Get out.
Kenworth, get out of here, man. Like after you finish your class, boom, hit the road.
Yeah. Doesn't pretty much the best advice you when you get into a terminal is especially Springfield. Don't be picky about your load. Get something that you can get off of you quick, and then just whichever direction and just get out.
Even if they bobtail you out,
Yeah.
bobtail is getting you out.
Yeah. I remember my favorite was getting paid to bobtail to go pick up. Even as a lease driver, I got paid to bobtail to go pick up a new trailer.
Yeah, a brand new one from Indiana with the
Yeah.
brand new stickers on it. I miss that. Russell says, as a kid, trick or treating, we had dentists who would give out toothbrushes instead of candy. Oh yeah, his house got egged and toilet papered.
Yeah. My favorite's the teachers that give out pencils.
Pencils.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
What was it?
dude, I miss those little rubber like things you turn inside out. You put them down, they would pop up in the air.
Oh
And they,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what happened to the coffins? You open them up and they had the bones in them, like the candy bones, and you would
Yeah.
try to put them together, and you were always missing a leg bone or an
Or-
arm bone, so it didn't make a full skeleton. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
I just went through all these. I got ten arm bones,
That's
but
right.
no leg bones.
Yeah.
Like, what jacked me over here?
Uh,
Or the candy cigarettes. I bet they don't do that no more.
I don't even think they make those anymore.
Got too many kids to start smoking.
Yeah. Because it's cool, so cool, you know. Well, that's why they had to put the laws out on the vape.
Just bobtail to craft to get out of Springville.
Nah.
Yeah, dude. Anything to get out of Springfield. Like it's not called the black hole for no reason. It is an actual black hole.
Just don't do the associated grocery load just down the street.
No,
Always turn that
don't
one
ever
down.
go. Don't ever go there.
No.
Don't even pick up a load off the yard to deliver there.
No.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
You might as well set another day.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because I can hear driver lineup calling me right now saying, hey, we got this associated grocer load. We have nobody to do it because they were on your live last night and you told
Yeah.
them no.
Oh, yeah.
So you're doing it. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
The worst is when there's an event going on, trying to get out of there.
Never mind. I ain't even reading that one.
Yeah.
There you go, Jacob. Haven't seen you on YouTube in a long time. Still sub to you.
Depends on which channel. Make sure
I'm trying to get that old channel kicked back up. I told
It's-
him it just needs an oil change.
Nah.
Needs an oil change. Needs like a bath in some Coca-Cola to get the rust off, and a new pull ripcord to start that thing up. It'd be good.
At this point, it needs more of like a saging and a freaking exorcism to get clear that up, and then go from there. But I'm building up my other one. It's alright. Going more into my truck simulating, and I'll go into more talking and stuff. And especially if I do more of the regional one, I'll start doing more videos and stuff. It might be just from my phone, but because I'm not dragging my laptop around in a day cab.
Favorite Halloween candy? Those little pumpkins. Yeah, you're right, man. Those are the best.
No, no,
I
no,
don't know
no,
what
no.
else.
Reese's pumpkins are the absolute best Halloween candy.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know, man. All the candy is great.
No,
Like
except for um
me turning down candies like a fat kid turning down chocolate cake. It ain't happening.
no, it shouldn't be what's your favorite Halloween candy. What's your least favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, I hate those little it's like a caramel thing with peanut butter in it. It's a little circle and it's twisted on it. I hate those things.
Score bars. Any of the I hate the hard weird tap or like all that's coming to mind is score. Those weird bars like that.
I subscribed to you when you were Walmart dedicated
Dedicated.
at.
Yeah.
He's not at
With
RST no more.
nope. I am local with a totally different company. RST was good for not too much bad to say about them. They're a good company. I made a heck of a lot more money pulling their Prime's freight with them than what I did with Prime. I can go into more detail later about why that is, but yeah, I made a lot better money as a lease driver through them than what I did at Prime.
Really, at RT
RST, yeah.
or RST, you made more as a lease than with Prime.
Yep, pulling Prime freight.
Really? How does that work?
It's um boils down to is we the way our percentage that we were getting. I don't know what they are getting now. I've been away from them for April, May will be a year. Um, but with their percentage, even though their fixed cost is a little bit higher than Prime's, but with their percentage and then a little bit quicker truck and them just throwing loads at you.
So they kept you busy.
Is if you're a runner, you can make some good money over there. I did. I think my best week in solo, and it was a carryover. Um, to start on a Monday through the next Wednesday. The most I did as a solo. And remember, we didn't have students. We can't have students at RST. I think my gross for the week was just right around 11 grand solo.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Solo, that's real good.
yeah.
How
That
about they go into Alaska too, from what I hear.
yeah. They go up to they've got the stuff they even got Walmart dedicated that they bring up to um, Alaska and you do 2 or 3 stories up there. It's
Man,
yeah. They've got some good contracts, but it boils down to with them. Even with Prime, you've got to know how to manage your clock, what you can and cannot do with your hours of service, and you got to run. You got to be out. Pretty much simple. You cannot be home every week or two to make good money. It's not going to work calling Prime rate.
yeah, I checked out their one of their trucks that goes to Alaska. I kind of wanted to make a video with it, but after I got in the truck, I was like, this thing is not as cool as I thought it was. But I got into one of their Mack trucks, and it's had the winter option all in it with the insulated cab and
Yeah, it's
all
extra
kinds of
insulated.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's real small in there. It's real
yeah.
small. You can open the passenger door from the driver's seat.
Sorry, my
You
kid's on the
can
other computer.
It's all good. You can open the passenger door from the driver's seat. I hit my head on the dash whenever I was climbing in there. I climbed up there and I was like, "This is a little
Yeah,
bitty
they're
door to get into."
yeah,
Those
the
Mack
Macs are
trucks are not big.
no.
They're not. And it didn't even have an APU because I didn't know this, but they don't put APUs on trucks that go to Alaska because the lines are so small that go from your APU to your fuel tank, it will freeze and that
Yeah.
APU is useless anyway. So they idle their trucks. Like I found
Um
out a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
RST doesn't have APUs on all the trucks that they're bringing in. They're all EPUs.
Yeah. Well, they're starting to do that, but like the truck I was looking at had no APU, nothing. They had just
Yeah.
idled it. And
Yeah.
the dash is weird. It's like you get in there and the Mac and the dash is like leaning back. It looks like the dash is falling in. And it has a reverse camera. Like I put it in reverse.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't put it in reverse. It has like these little buttons you press. Bink,
Yeah, it's got that
reverse.
backup camera. Yeah.
You could see the backup camera. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mac truck was like some of the options in it were cool, but
Yeah.
I
When I
was like,
start
how cheap
yeah.
my truck?
When I started with them, I was in a Kenworth T680 with a 13 speed. Um, it was
I like
someone
that
else's.
Kenworth.
Yeah, that it had its quirks. It was beat up. It was end of life, and then I got into one of the new Freightliners that everyone's seen, and that's what I left out. That's all I drove with them. But the whole time, all I did was nothing but prime freight. There was no reason for me to even try and worry about going through Alaska and doing all that stuff and being away for that much longer and all that fun stuff. It's especially once Canada put in the restriction that you had to be vaccinated to go through Canada. I'm like, nope.
How long were you there?
A little over 2 years, I think.
You were at RST for 2 years?
Yeah, I think.
It did not feel like that long.
No,
I thought you were only there for like a year.
no, it was yeah, it was over two. But yeah,
So how's local really? Because I hear people saying, "Man, you can make some excellent money. The same money you made OTR when you're local. Same money."
depends on where you live. It literally all boils down to where you live. Like where I live is an hour outside of Nashville. A lot of the good paying local stuff is all going to you got to go to Nashville. I'm not doing an hour commute. Um, Especially with us, we only have one vehicle because I was OTR forever. There was no reason for us to have a second vehicle. Um, the where I'm doing now, it's got its ups and downs. As long as because what I do is deliver metal coils to a place. All they do is heat treat it, and then they ship it off to the customers for most of its automotive. Some places where we pick up the coils is a lot of beer can crap. It's all aluminum coils, but
10
it's like the local
1099 or W2?
W2.
W2.
Yeah.
Don't do 1099 local.
Well, it boiled down to one of the things, main reasons why I went local is to go W2 to get health insurance. Health insurance through 1099 with your family is extremely expensive. You make too much money.
Yeah.
Um, that's how what I did with my back because my surgery pre-insurance was going to cost $77,000. There would have been no way I could have afforded that being 1099.
That's expensive.
Yeah. After insurance, I got 35. Got to pay $3,500 for my surgery.
Just cancel your insurance and leave.
So yeah, it's you're gonna take some hits. You not might not quite make exactly the same money. It all depends on what your job is. For me, I'm not gonna do Cisco or any of those. Those pay good money, but those are extremely labor intensive. We have a lot of guys that come to our company and that came out of like Pepsi and delivering beer because of how much labor it is.
Yeah,
The region,
that's one
yeah,
thing I hear about local too. Is like get ready to unload because I hear it's a lot of unload and it's hard work
yeah.
if you
Um,
want to get paid good.
yeah. The loads I was doing when I went on the local loads, it's two to three aluminum coils with five chains and ratchets on it. Um, so you're talking about undoing and cleaning up 10 to 15 chains. So the flatbedders, it's not terrible. It's still a good amount of work. Um, and we have straps and all that, but it's not as bad as much as I'm not gonna deliver food trying to get into Popeyes and all that and running hand dolly up and down a ramp. That no,
Yeah, I don't blame you there. I
yeah,
wouldn't want to do none of that stuff either, like ramps and
yeah,
dollies and lift gates, all that stuff. I don't want no part of that.
yeah. The
Like River Rich said, CDL stands for can't
can't
do
do labor.
labor.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the kind of regional where I might have a choice to go back to, it might be a night or two away from house. They pay for the hotel room for us because we're all in day cabs. We get layover pay and we get paid per stop. So not
Are
only
you are you getting paid hourly or are you getting paid mile
so on that the regional count it's by mile.
by mile?
The hourly with that is it all depends on because we're kind of the final end of a lot of stuff. So if stuff doesn't get to us, like say whoever that their shipper out of New York, they didn't ship anything out. So when it comes to us, if there isn't any freight for us to um, deliver, then we don't have work. Now the nice thing is they are paying us for 4 hours of work if they don't have work for us. But you sit there and break that down, you 5 days a week at 4 hours. It's only 20 hours in a week. You can't survive off of that.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to learn how to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I've never done local, so I'm always curious about that. Like you hear people, I hear different sides of local. Like,
Yeah,
man, you want to be 1099 if you're local, and then I hear people like never go 1099 if you're going local. That is not smart. So
yeah. It's we go in the whole debate. Do not you're not a 1099 employee. There is companies out there that'll sell you as a or say 1099 company driver. Does not exist. They what it boils down to is they are doing things to avoid tax uh, on their end, and they're passing off all the tax responsibilities on you as a company driver, even though you're not labeled as a company driver because you're 1099. And that is part of the problem why they are looking at doing the reform and getting rid of 1099s.
yeah,
Yeah, it's that is a whole confusing ball of frickin' mess that people have screwed up, and that's why California and them are looking at pushing them out and can't do it anymore.
yeah, that whole mess, like I can see it going stretching out further than just California, though.
Yeah. Um, Peg leg the coil aluminum coils I deal with, they come out of New York, and we deliver them, and then we pick up out to. Some of you guys might see me. We pick up out of Logan in what is it, Russellville, Kentucky.
Russellville, Kentucky. Been
Yeah.
there. I don't like going through Kentucky, really. Who puts red lights in the middle of the interstate? Kentucky.
Yep. Yeah.
Gene says 1099 employee is looking at 15 to 2,000 a month for health insurance, and that's not including visions and dental.
Yeah.
I don't know why he put
Yeah.
big.
Vision.
Oh,
Someone
there it
can't
is,
type
vision.
vision. Yeah. Yeah. It's health. I'm not going political. Just to say, healthcare system has gotten really screwed up. Bad. Even with our education system has gotten screwed up. It needs
Yeah, bring
everything
back
needs.
Obamacare.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're still in. Never got rid of it.
Bring back Obamacare.
Yeah. I've gone through so many different frickin' insurance companies because of that. Because oh, we're no longer serving your county.
No, I remember whenever you were tripping about that when I was on your truck.
Yeah.
You
Um.
said you said that was the worst thing about being leased is having to find your own insurance.
Insurance. Yep. Insurance and taxes. Two worst things about being lease. All we do with them is the company I drive for is literally we're dealing with aluminum, either ingots or yeah, Tennessee flatbed or Logan aluminum, um, or we're dealing with coiled aluminum, either suicide or eye of the sky. The stuff that we do on the regional stuff, we are delivering out of Logan and taking out to customers, and they are working. They don't have all the contacts and everything set up for goofy reloads yet. So sometimes we're just deadheading back because I've deadheaded back from North Carolina and I get paid for the mileage. Um, they are working on setting up reloads and all that. But like at the one time, I had picked up a load of bricks. But yeah, most of the stuff I deal with is all aluminum and either ingot or coil.
Flatbed pulls a lot of construction type material. Do you notice your business fluctuating with the economy more so or less than reefer?
I deal with aluminum and it's dedicated customers. It's beer cans and it's automotive. So the company we deliver to, they are said trying to get more. They are trying to get the process set up to be the only what is it? I think it's Ford. Something with aluminum and the way it's got to get heat treated with Ford and that they've got to get a special setup and permit and everything or the process set up to get approved by Ford. And once they do that, they're going to be the only aluminum plant in the country to have it.
Okay,
Um,
so as long as you're still sending that aluminum to the car dealerships and
yeah,
like Ford and stuff, then the economy is pretty much doing good because if they're selling cars, we're doing pretty good.
yeah. That place is Novelis, or some people call it Novelis. It's Novelis. Um, they are doing a 50 million something crazy $1 million expansion to do a melting plant onto their heat treatment. So that's going to be nothing but growing. It's not going to be getting any slower.
Shoot, business is good then.
Yeah. On the raw side, business is good, and on metal side, on about the lumber and all that. Because the other fun thing is we also are set up for overweight permits. We can be up to 120,000 pounds.
Oh, really? So if
Yeah,
you get something that heavy, you just call them up and they fax it to you or
we
what?
already have the permits in the trucks
Already in the trucks.
already.
Nice.
Yeah, they pay for. I think it's a year, or some of them, because we do have some rentals. I think those are monthly, and that way we have it on the truck. We grab and go. It's a little fun when you're 90 to 100,000. I think the heaviest I've been is 97,000. total with a day cab. It's a little fun pulling hills with that.
Yeah, especially in
Yeah,
freaking Kentucky and all those Tennessee. Like, there's a lot of hills over there.
yeah.
How far does your region go? What's the farthest north, south, east, west?
We
About.
it's brand new on the region. The count was started for local. It's out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. We got some trucks that are parked here where I'm at. Um, but all the main customers are in the Bowling Green, Russellville area. The regional is the new account that we have set up with Logan Aluminum, and we are running. I know for sure it's North Carolina, uh, no, Virginia, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia. They are eventually going to get set up with, I think, Denver. I think that's the longest so far I've heard of, but it's just
Pretty
yeah,
what everything everything pretty much from Denver. So it's almost the whole U.S. is pretty much Denver and the East.
yeah. Um, Russell, to answer that with 97,000 pounds, it's a Freightliner day cab. It's a DD13.
Yuck.
Yeah, you're not
No, there's
going
nothing
fast.
wrong with those. My
Yeah,
bad. Oh, we got lightweights and stuff
yeah,
with that engine.
yeah,
There's nothing
yeah,
wrong with that smaller engine. Still pulls the same as the big truck.
yeah. No, they're all automatics. Girls,
Gotta
um,
love kids.
yeah, they're all automatic, so it is what it is, and thankfully it's not terrible hills, but we do have, especially on the south side of Russellville, going down into the one customer. There's a kind of hill that you might be doing 15 miles per hour trying to climb up, and it just is what it is.
Man, I'll never forget. I'll never forget this icy hill we had to go over one day. You told me, you said, "Hey, don't turn right. The macro says go up a street, turn right, come around that way." And I was all like, I was driving, and I was all like, "Man, that's even further." I said, "Man, I just turn right here, and I'll go up this hill." And I remember I went up the it, not a super. It was not even 2 stories high,
Yeah,
and it was icy. And I went up that thing, and I was all like, "Oh no!" And the truck was sliding backwards, and I was all like dropping it in lower gear, lower gear, lower gear. And then I wake you up. I'm like, "Hey, I'm not making it up this hill," and you're all like, "Man, back down it." I was like, "Ah, Jesus!" Luckily, it was straight. I backed
yeah,
down it, tried again. You're all like, shift faster, go faster." I'm trying to go shift as fast as I can. Still can't make it up. It have to back down it again. And then he jumps in the seat, and then he's like a madman. Doo, 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 doo. Whoa, up.
yeah,
We went up, and when we came down, I was like, "Oh gosh." Barely made it over. Went real fast down. It was all
yeah,
icy and stuff. I was like, "Man, I'm gonna die out here."
yeah.
My first day,
Girls,
my first day, he drove me through Arkansas 27 to go to some shipper. He was all like, "Hey, I'm just gonna
Tyson.
drive this one out, man. It's gonna be a kind of a rough road, and I don't have enough time on it. I'm gonna drive this one out." I'm looking out the mirror, and the tires are almost off. He's shifting like a madman, downshifting, upshifting. I was like, I got into the wrong career. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah,
Like, found out that road sucks, and you don't do that road every day.
yeah.
Scared the crap out of me my first day. Then he took me to the Hills Have Eyes diner. He goes, "Come in and eat, and I'll pay for it." I don't do well with people with deformities. This guy had tentacles growing out his arm, and like I was sick. And then I went to bed. I was like, "I'm done eating." Like, I was already like, "This is gross." I was like, "I can't live like this. This truck stops dirty. All the food had dust on it." I went and got in my bed. I was like, "I'm going to bed." Woke up the next day sick, sick, sick. And it was all because we had to eat at the Heels Have Eyes diner over there in Arkansas. Is that one where you bought the washout and they're all like, "Here's the water key. The water hose is out there," and we had to go hose out the trailer with a water hose.
That is Searcy, Arkansas.
I've never been there again, but that was the Hills Have Eyes
Walmart there.
diner.
Yeah,
I will never go there again.
yeah.
But yeah, and through PSD, man, I'll tell. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made it, man. You worked me hard. You threw me some crazy places. You had me do all the driving. Like I modeled the way I train after you. Like that thing where like if I ask you a dumb question three
Yeah,
times in a row or whatever, you're just gonna be like, and
yeah,
what? You didn't ask me the same question back.
yeah,
Like I use that stuff to today.
yeah.
Like still. If y'all wonder why I was so hard on y'all, it's because of him right there. And y'all go ahead and tell him whatever you feel right now, because it's his fault. Twisted Big D, what interstate in Kentucky are you hitting red lights? At least some of the way stations have plenty of overnight parking. Man, I don't remember what interstate it's on. I just remember I go through there and it's there's like one red light in the middle of the interstate, like through this town, and I'm all like, why am I stopping at a red light on the interstate? Like you should be doing interstate speeds. I don't remember where it is. Every time I go through that part of Kentucky, I'm like, why would they put a freaking red light on the interstate?
Yeah, Kentucky trucks are rest or way stations are great for overnight parking, and they don't mess with you. I wish that they're talking about one of the state. I think Indiana just made an article about it that they are starting to encourage truck drivers to park at the way stations, and supposedly they're not going to mess with you. Now, Kentucky, they don't really mess with you. Might have to run across a scale on the way out, but they don't mess with you.
You got pre-pass in your truck?
Yeah.
Chris Weeks. Hey, I just got approved to leave on the 28th of November. I told the recruiter tanker division works on the phone, but I'm leaning towards reefer. Is that cool? Let them know about the change. Chris, go ahead and come here and do your training. And whenever you get your CDL, whenever you take your test, I should say, and you get your getting hired on, just tell them then, hey, I want to switch to reefer, and they'll be good with it. That's the best way to do it. Oh, get this. So they put in these prime trucks, they decided to put the weight scale information on the company trucks through the Navigo. So it dings and it's all like scale approving or approaching, and then it's like ding, you got the bypass or you
Oh,
didn't.
yeah, yeah. It's the It was on there back when I started with the Navigo. It's that all electronic system. It's I forgot what they call it. It's something set up something stupid like it's called like a level 10 inspection or anything like that. It actually um, does a quick look at your hours of service. It looks at any violations, any stuff like that, and gets all pre-approved on the computer. That's why a lot more places are actually. I forgot what the actual name of that crap is. Um, Even with because we use who the hell do we use? It's been out of the truck too long. I forgot who we use for logs.
but
It's on my
but
phone,
hey,
but it's all set up on there too.
on the way, this is what I was getting to. On the way past the terminal to go down to Packer Road to turn, whenever you go across the bridge over 65, the thing will ding at you and it'll say, "Do not turn on Mayfair Road. That is not the entrance to Prime." Oh, oh my God, man,
Oh
I'm
my god,
dying.
that's
So
awesome.
So like every day I see trucks down there like at the gate where they went down the wrong road, and now I'm just like it must be a lease driver because the company drivers it tells you not to turn on that road.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Look, I couldn't help but to bust out laughing whenever that thing dinged and it said, "Don't turn on Mayfair. That's not the entrance to
it's a
Prime. It's
front.
on down."
Yeah, I just you want to scare the crap out of your students. Be like, hey, come in my car real quick. See right here, this is where we had to pull out of the pad back when I tested, and we had to
Yeah.
drive up and down this road with other trucks coming in and out.
And the trucks were flipped over on both sides of the roads all the time.
I remember the girl that rolled it right there, picking up her first load out, and it was Tyson.
Yeah, they don't. You just don't know. Like you could fail two ways on going on your drive or coming back from your drive by hitting the same rock on the way out and the way in. It's the same rock. I, they should have just moved the rocks.
Well, they got to the point where if you got close to hitting it, they stopped you and just backed you back on the pad, and you auto failed. They didn't even have to go worry about going out on the road.
Yeah. Okay, how many states did you travel your first year? I
First year.
think you took me through all of them pretty much my first.
Yeah,
Deer
you.
and TNT, you probably took me through all of them.
Yeah, your TNT depends on the what division you hit, and it all depends on the load you get. It depends on where you're at and all that. It's kind of a gamble. Guarantee you're gonna hit a good chunk of them.
Yeah, you're gonna hit a lot of them during
Yeah,
TNT. And I was on a team truck, so like you can't really go off of me because my first year we were running team, and we were all over the place. So like
yeah,
we hit first year we hit every state except for Alaska and Hawaii probably.
yeah,
I think the hardest one to get to was like North Dakota.
yeah. I think
That
yeah,
one
North
took the
Dakota,
longest.
because you literally got to go up and through. Because we don't, I don't think we do. I don't think I've ever delivered to North Carolina or North Dakota. I think it's just
There,
passing through.
there's a Walmart DC or something I went to over there.
Oh damn.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Not even a good one. I think it was a Walmart DC I went to, but I was all like, "Wow, this is the first time I've seen this state. It ain't nothing."
Yeah.
Oh, they're making fun of the Hills Have Eyes restaurant. Watch somebody from that works at that restaurant being like, "That dude's talking about me."
Yeah. They're gonna get you.
That food was good. That burger I gave him was pretty
They're gonna have
good.
your picture posted up on the kitchen wall. If you see this driver, give him the special sauce.
I've never seen that truck stop since that day. I can tell you, I can remember everything about that truck stop. Like I remember that the parking lot was on the side of a hill and it went down, cut across, and the water hose was right there in the corner. And
Yeah. The
nah, I
truck's
ain't going
it's
there again.
yeah, that's still there. That's right there across the street from the Walmart. And are you sure it's that was that one? Because I think it was a different hole, like completely hole in the wall one.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Because that's Searcy, Arkansas, and the only reason why we would have been there would have been delivering to that Walmart. It
I
could have been.
remember you had to get a key. You
Yeah,
went in there for a washout and you got a key.
yeah,
And then we
because
went over there and you didn't even need the key to turn the water on,
yeah, it was
but you
because
already paid for it.
you can have them pay to wash it out, but the guy was already gone. So it's like, oh, well, it looks like I'm using the hose.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they have a little wash thing over there that they'll wash it out. Or if they're not there, you can. It's like $20 cheaper to do it yourself. But here's your garden hose.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it man, that first day drive, I kind of was like, why did I come out here, man? Like that Arkansas 27.
Yeah,
I've been on it 3 times, and every time I said I ain't coming down this road again. The first time when you were driving, I was all like, I ain't coming down that road again. That road's scary. Has to be another way. Then I drove down it, and then my teammate drove down it. After I
yeah.
said, "Don't miss this turn up here. You're gonna have to take this road."
My
And then he
favorite
wakes
is
me
this.
up.
having students, or I had a co-driver with me for a bit, and they think making the left out of Chobani is the faster way to go in up in New Berlin, New York, instead of making the right to go back up to 90.
Is that
Don't
the one
make
where
the
you go
left.
left? You go left, you hit a stop sign, you hit a left, and you go to the bridge that's out?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay. That's
it
somewhere else.
throws you out into the mountains, and you're actually back when I was on the manual. You're fucking dropping gears left and right. Don't make if you ever go to New Berlin, New York, Chobani, don't make the left leaving there. Make the right and go back up to 90.
Hopefully they put up a sign by now that said "Don't turn left leaving."
You can. It's a legal truck route. You're gonna lose a bunch of time because you're in the mountains. That's just like the one time going in there. I don't know how I did it. I came in the backside down the hill, and then Chobani was on my left instead of having to turn left into Chobani. That was interesting. I'm like, well, thankfully I was empty. Yeah,
But
you'll
hey,
see
we're
some crazy loads.
I'm ready to get out of here for the night, guys. I gotta get up early, work with my guys. I was gonna say I got a test tomorrow, but I don't have a test tomorrow. But I gotta get up early with my guys. They never hit me up for a load, I don't think.
What, to do your 3 hours of pad time and go home?
3 hours.
Is it?
Shoot. There's a lot of people that do 3 hours at pad
Yeah.
time.
That's a
There's
hard
even
day's
people
work, don't you know?
there's even people say that you're a bad instructor if you don't work more than 3 hours of pad or 3 hours a day, but I guess I'm a bad instructor
Yeah.
because I work way more than that.
And those are the same instructors that only take their students on the road test route, and that's all their student sees, and wonder why the students don't stick around during TNT. Just saying.
Yeah.
So,
Like if you're a student and you keep up with your drive time is what I'm going to say. You're supposed to get 10 hours of drive time before your test. Keep up with your drive time. Make sure you get a
10
full 10
hours.
hours.
That's such a joke.
But I'm out of here because I'm about to get myself in trouble.
Yeah. Free breakfast tomorrow. Get your free breakfast.
Going to take a cut and pay their driver's percent. Free breakfast. Yeah, free breakfast tomorrow. Don't forget free breakfast tomorrow. My
Yeah.
guys don't get free breakfast. We skip that because we work hard. So we're not getting free breakfast. We will be on the pad working. Well, we're out of here. Thank you for coming, and make sure y'all subscribe to Let's Go Trucking with Jake and the other 6 channels he has. I don't
Yeah.
know the names of them all.
Just find that name. It's that name on Facebook, YouTube, Stream,
Instagram,
something
you
like that.
bid,
Yeah.
you bought,
Yeah.
you storage,
Might start up an OnlyFans, you know.
OnlyFans,
Yeah.
trucker dudes and speedos or something. But we're out of here. Thank y'all for watching and stuff.